surround yourself with the items of a path with heart, and you must refuse the rest, or you will perish in the next encounter. I may add that you don't need to ask for the encounter any longer. An ally can now come to you in your sleep.
Woke this morning to find my people's tongues were tied, and in my dreams they were given books to poison their mind. The river is deep and the mountain high. How long before the other side? We are their mortar, their building bricks, and their clay. Their gold teeth mirror both our joys and our pain. The river is deep and the ocean wide.
If you are a victim of the approval of other people, you have what is known as a social ego, and therefore no selfhood. You have an illusion of selfhood, as I said, an idea of reality, but that's why you have all the issues and problems that you have in your life. And that's why you end up feeling like Victor Bloody Meldrew, where your whole life is one misery from morning to night. Yeah, you're making it that because your whole way of interacting in the world is boredom personified, limited, closed off, reductionist, based on science, based on certainties. You know, whoever gave you the idea that religion, and whoever told you to believe in these things? You know, we do it because we're scared of reality. We're scared of selfhood. It's a tremendous... So if there's anything in the way of man in the selfhood, it's just his fear of that selfhood, his fear of diving in. It's very much like a child learning how to swim. There is really much, you know, you're jelly. You know, your legs go to jelly. Of course, you're going to think it's marvelous. It's the greatest thing afterwards when you're floating about and flopping about in the water there. Why wasn't it doing this before? Like, and it's the same thing in these subjects we've been talking about, except for the fact that we have an entire cult of disinformation also that is inserted, a whole fear mechanism through thousands of years that has created a permanent limen between conscious and unconscious. In society, what you never understand anything that comes on TV or anything that's happening in society from now on, unless you're very aware of these psychological principles and dimensions we've been addressing, because everything will be talking to that. That logo, that motto that I showed on stage, I am what I am because of everyone, that would make Patrick McGowan chuck, right, is absolutely this. And it's in your face in plain view now. That's what they're doing. They know that man is disassociating and falling apart, so their little collective vibe and their mantra is going to increase all the more to galvanize and hold together the body politic, which is literally crumbling at the seams. Man has not been doing his homework. He has been negligent. He has been living in avoidance. So the addictions and the pharmaceutical industries and the new religion, which we see sprouting up in America, the new evangelism, all of this can be understood with what I'm talking about. It's trying to galvanize the ungalvanized. It goes back to asking the misguided for your guidance. Because you won't turn to your selfhood. You won't turn to the divination arts. You refuse to turn to nature. And so you're asking unguided, unfounded, unsolid, unsound, existentially vagrant people for your guidance. Yeah, that'll really get you somewhere, right? So what is happening now, and we can end on this, is that in society, you are seeing the mass movement of this interplay, psychic interplay. Because as we said, there's no real ultimate difference between what happens physically and what happens psychically. Therefore, there's another thing to be optimistic about. If you understand this and start to realize, I now must take responsibility. I must identify my selfhood. I must discover what this is. And it's very easy. This is very grassroots, and there's very simple ways to do it. And for all you know, it may just be reading Heidegger or Colin Wilson or listening to music or picking up, getting a bit more serious, getting more intrigued in these subjects. I've tried to do that by presenting my work on websites and books, so you know, in interviews, so that people can, you know, at least even topically get their minds around this. Because that is the ultimate solution. Selfhood is internal. It can't be given to you, bestowed to you, directed by anyone else but yourself. You are your own shaman, you are your own priest and priestess, you are your own teacher. It doesn't mean you dispense with other teachers, but you understand that it's the teaching that is important. And also you must understand that you are merely a custodian of the teaching. You can't piss on it. It's not a lamppost. It's not going to be territorialized by you. It's holy ground. And if it passes through your psyche, you are its keeper, temporarily. There is no Archimedean point, and you will be tested thoroughly, because only the pure can love, and only the pure can know.